Hello and welcome to another IELTS Advantage video. This video is IELTS Writing Task 2 in 5 easy steps. So the 5 easy steps are: number 1, analyze the question. Think about what the question is actually asking you to do. Number 2, planning, very important. Step 3, write your introduction. Step 4, write your supporting paragraph. And step 5, write your conclusion. So let's look at each of these 5 things in a little bit more detail. Question analysis. Now this is made up of 3 things: keywords, micro keywords, and instruction words. Now let's look at an example question to make more sense of this. So the example question is: some people say that the best way to improve public health is by increasing the number of sports facilities. Others, however, say that this would have little effect on public health and that other measures are required. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. Now the keywords are just the general topic. So the general topic of this question is public health. Now if you just wrote about public health, everything you know about public health, you haven't really answered the question properly because it's just the general topic. You haven't really looked at what the specific question is about. And to do that, we need to look at the micro keywords. The micro keywords in this question are sports facilities and other measures. So within the context of public health, we need to specifically focus on sports facilities and other measures to really answer the question correctly. Now the instruction words are: discuss both these views and give your own opinion. So if we only discuss one of these views, we haven't really answered the question correctly. If we discuss both views and we don't give our opinion, we haven't answered the question correctly. So we have to do exactly what the instruction words ask us to do. And there are about 5 different types of IELTS questions with different types of instruction words. So it's very important that you read it and think about it carefully. So planning, very important. Most people should plan for between 5 to 10 minutes, and this actually saves you time. When I bring up the topic of planning in my classes, students say there's no way that I'll have any time to plan and I need to just start writing immediately. That's a big mistake because you'll actually make more mistakes and you'll have to go back and check your work and think again. Whereas if you plan, you just do all your thinking at the beginning and then you just write and then you're done. So it actually does save you a lot of time. And it also helps you avoid mistakes. If you have all your ideas planned out and you know exactly what you're going to write, then you can really focus on your vocabulary, focus on your grammar. You're not having to think of ideas at the same time while you're writing, so it helps you minimize mistakes. And the last thing is you should use structures when you are planning. So use paragraph and sentence structures that help you just fill in your ideas, and then you'll have a full structure to write. So you're focusing on that and you don't have to think about the structure when you're writing. The structure of a Task 2 essay is introduction first, then 2 supporting paragraphs, and then the conclusion. We're going to look at each of these in more detail now. So the introduction has normally 2 to 3 things depending on what the question asks us. It always has one thing, always has a paraphrase of the question. What this is what it always has is a paraphrase of the question. And what this is just writing the question in your own words. So you can use synonyms, you can change the structure, just writing it in a different way so it doesn't look like you've copied the question. Now this is optional depending on the question. The thesis statement is your opinion. Sometimes the question, most of the time, the question will ask you to give your opinion, and the thesis statement is in the introduction you clearly state your opinion. If it doesn't ask for your opinion, you don't have to write it. And the last thing you should write is an outline sentence. So the outline sentence tells the reader what your main ideas are, what are you going to write about in the rest of your essay, and that makes it much easier to follow, and it also focuses your mind on what your main ideas are going to be. Now your supporting paragraphs should always have 3 things. So the first thing is your topic sentence, and this is your main idea. So this is telling the reader what the rest of the paragraph is going to be about. The next is your explanation. This is where you explain a bit more about what your main idea is, how it answers the question. And the last thing is an example. So this helps to illustrate your main point and helps to support your main point, and they're very easy to write once you get the hang of them. So 3 sentences in each supporting paragraph: topic sentence, explanation, and example. Now your conclusion should have 2 things. First, it should have a summary of your main points. Next, it should have your opinion again, and then you're done. So just 2 things, 2 sentences in the conclusion: summary of your main points and reiterate your opinion. Let's review what we've just said. So first of all, you have to analyze the question. Take time to think about what the question wants you to do. Biggest mistake students make is writing without thinking. Then we need to go into the planning stage. Should plan for at least 5 minutes. Try writing 1 essay with no plan, and then try writing 1 essay with a plan, and you'll see a huge difference. You will have less mistakes, and you'll actually get you'll get to over 250 words much quicker. So then into the structure of the essay. First, we need to write an introduction. This tells the examiner you know what you're doing. If you write a really good introduction, it's a very good first impression to give the examiner. It tells the examiner your opinion and outlines the rest of your essay, and this makes it really easy for them to follow your argument and your main points. Then you get into the supporting paragraph. This is the meat in the sandwich where most marks are won and lost. And here you clearly explain why you think your opinion is true. So in the introduction, you've said, I think X, Y, or Z. Supporting paragraph is, this is why X, Y, or Z is true. And then we need to summarize our main points and give our opinion one last time in the conclusion. So thanks very much for listening. If you have any questions, there are lots and lots of articles at IELTSadvantage.com. There's an article on how to write an introduction, how to plan, how to analyze a question, how to write a supporting paragraph, and how to write a conclusion, amongst many, many others. We have about 150 articles on that site all about IELTS. You can also get me on Twitter at Christopher Pell, and if you want to send me an email, go to facebook.com/IELTSadvantage, and you can contact me through there. Alright, thanks very much for listening. Goodbye.